So you pull West Michigan out already, correct?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, this is case number 21-149-648. This is Auto Club Group versus Elliott Jones. Matter is before the court on the application for issuance of a subpoena. Your appearance at this time for Auto Club, please. Auto Club. Do I have Elliott Jones on this matter? It looks like the matter is set on for subpoena today. I do see the application for reissuance of a subpoena. I will sign the order and set a new date in this regard. So, yeah, I think we got it.
Okay.
The court now calls case number 21-155-691. This is Oakland Community College versus Montserrat Madura. The matter is before the court on the a subpoena to appear. Today's date time set accordingly. It's actually set for 9:30 a.m. For Oakland County Community College, please. Oakland County Community College. Do I have Montserrat Madura?
They was in the breakout room. I don't know if
All
they
right.
came back yet.
My understanding is that they're in the breakout room. The court will come back to that matter momentarily. The court now calls for case number 21-172-621. This is Grace Christian University versus Mike Chahua. That's C-H-A-H-U, strike that H-O-U-A. The matter is before the court on the issuance of a subpoena. I do see an application for a second subpoena. Do I have counsel for Grace Christian University on this Zoom? Do I have Mr. Chahua? I will sign the renewed application for a regarding this matter, and we'll set a subsequent date for this hearing regarding the subpoena in this matter. The court now calls case number 21-168-246. This is HS Financial Group LLC versus Chanel Mosley. The matter is before the court on a petition and order to show cause. Today is date and time set for hearing in that regard. Your appearance for HS Financial Group, please.
Daniel Weberman, P76609, on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right, thank you, Mr. Weberman, and good morning to you, sir.
Good
Do I
morning.
have on the Zoom, I'm looking for Chanel Mosley. Ms. Mosley, if you're on the Zoom, please say something at this time. Mosley, I'm looking for Mosley at an address on Collingham Street or Collingham Drive in the city of Detroit. All right, counsel, and I believe that you did submit documents indicating that you were successful at serving the defendant. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. And I do see the documentation in that regard. Accordingly, and as much as defendant has not appeared, the court will now issue a bench warrant regarding this matter. And counsel, how much is the judgment that's in this
The
matter?
current amount outstanding is $1,391.
All right, the court will set bench warrant on this matter at $1,500 cash, and I will sign an order consistent with the same upon presentation, counsel.
All right, thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, this is case number 18-154-893. This is Troy Capital versus Kevin Rigby Senior. The matter is before the court on the filing of objections to a writ of garnishment. The record should reflect that a judgment was entered in this matter by default on the 19th of July 2018. That judgment is for $13,109. Subsequent to that time, there were various writs of garnishment that were issued. And then the most recent garnishment that relates to JACA Incorporated, it appears. The court has received objections to the same. Also, the court has received a petition for partial payments in regard to this matter. Your appearance for Troy Capital, please. Troy Capital, if you're on the Zoom, please say something at this time. All right, it looks like Mr. Rosen's office represents Troy Capital. Let me see if I have Mr. Rigby.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Kevin Rigby Senior.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rigby. As noted, I received the various items that you filed before the court. First, addressing the objections to the writ of garnishment. You checked off a box that says I was not served. I was unaware and not given an opportunity to resolve the matter.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Well, that's not an issue that you can raise in regard to the objections to the writ of garnishment. If you wish to object to the entry of the judgment, then you would have to file something along the lines of a motion to set aside the default judgment. The objections to the writ of garnishment relate to things like I've already paid it, or I filed bankruptcy, or I already have a payment order in place. So that the objection that you raise, you can't raise that in a post-judgment setting because that's a pre-judgment issue. So I don't see a valid reason for the objections in regard to the judgment that was entered. In addition to that, the plaintiff has presented several garnishments against your income tax return since 2018. So when you say that you're not aware of this, that doesn't seem to comport with the records that I have here. They even garnished your Chase Bank account at one point. Apparently, the account was closed. But anyway, so I don't see a valid reason for the objections. Now, I do see that you filed an application for partial payments. It looks like you're asking the court to pay $25 a month, $25 a week towards the judgment. So you want to pay $100 a month. That's what you're asking the court to do, correct?
Please, sir.
Well, let me ask you, have you been garnished at all? Did they take any money yet?
Yes, they've been taking money. They taking $300 a week, and I can't afford that, sir, Your Honor.
Yeah, so that's about $1,200 a month, correct?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Well, we can certainly get you some relief from that. The challenge here is that you want to pay 100 and you got a judgment that's about, has a balance, at least you put down a balance of about $10,700. The 100 seems kind of low, but I do get you on the $1,200 a month. That's a lot. So I'll certainly grant you some relief there. I think, so what other, let me look at what you put on here. What other bills do you have? I know that you pay a house note or rent or something, correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much are you paying as rent or mortgage? How much you pay a month, sir?
$1,200 a month.
Okay, gotcha. And I see that you have a child support obligation as well, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a car?
Yes, Your Honor. Insurance.
How many children do you have?
A total of 5.
So you got down here that you have a $2,000 a month support order. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
So you basically pay 500 a week, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what's the place where you work? What is that? Jaka, what is that?
That's a contract house. That's a temp service, sir.
Okay. But you had continuous work with them for how long, sir?
For over a year,
Okay.
8 months, 8 months to be exact.
Yes, sir. Do you receive any other kind of income other than your work with Jaka, sir?
No, Your Honor, no, I don't. And I just got out of hardship.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. I mean, the COVID, sir, I can't afford that. Your Honor, I'm not saying I don't owe any money, but I turned the car in because I couldn't
Let
afford
me
it.
stop. Let me stop you for a moment. I get it that you can't afford it, but you see the impact that these things have. You have a judgment against you, and the plaintiff is entitled to 25% of your income. But I get it that you can't afford it, but I want you to see the impact that these kind of things have. And I've heard you on your petition, and I'm going to grant you some relief, that's for sure. So what I'm going to do is, at this point, given the child support obligations and what have you, which are significant here, I will set the payment at this time at $150 a month. And I'll suspend the garnishment. And so long as you're paying the monthly payment, then the wage garnishment will be suspended during that time. All right, so you'll get two orders from me. One order will be an order finding the objections invalid, but also and releasing any funds to the plaintiff, and then also stopping or suspending the garnishment in light of the partial payment order. And the partial payment order will be at $150 per month. Your first payment will be due under the order on the 30th of September. So on the 30th of September, you got to pay $150, and then every month thereafter, that last Friday of the month, you'll need to make sure that you're getting that $150 payment. You understand, sir?
Yes, so I pay it on my own. They don't take it out of my check, correct?
Well, I can set your I can set the order up in such a way that they would take it automatically. If you think that that's the best way for you to go, I'll set it up that way. Is that what you want me to do?
No, sir. I'm a man. I want to take care of my responsibilities. You have my word as a man, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's really important, because see, what happens is that if you don't get that payment in, then they're going to file a document to suspend the or to lift the suspension, and then you'll be back on the garnishment. So I want you to make sure you get that payment in so that you don't get back on the garnishment. Okay.
You have my word as a man, Your Honor. I will pay $150 a month, sir.
All right, sir. All right. Well, you'll get these orders from me in the mail in the next 2 days, sir. And I wish you well. Good day to you.
God bless you, Your Honor, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Just one moment, everyone.
Thank you, Jesus.
This is a recall on 21-155-691 Oakland Community College versus Montserrat Magura. Your appearance for the plaintiff in this regard, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Navjot Francis on behalf of Plaintiff's Attorney of Record.
All right, thank you, Ms. Francis. Good morning to you, court defendant.
Morning, Your Honor.
Your name for the record, ma'am.
Sorry, I misunderstood. Montserrat Garibaldi.
All right, thank you, Ms. Garibaldi. Good morning to you as well, ma'am. I know that this matter is before the court on the issuance of a subpoena. Madam Counsel, have you been able to drill down on the same?
We did go into a breakout room and went through the questionnaire. I would just like to make sure the defendant gave all of her answers truthfully. And we would just need an adjourned date to make sure she gets us the documents that were requested as well.
All right. And so you're asking the court to give it a control date just to make sure that everything is squared in regard to this matter. Would 30 days out be about right for you, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the matter and set a control date.
October 6th.
October 6th, 2022. It's 10/6/2022. And that's going to be at 10 o'clock a.m. That's the next time you come into the Zoom, and the court will take a look at matters at that time. Obviously, if you've got everything taken care of, there's a way to submit an order in this regard. Otherwise, the parties would need to appear on that date at 10 o'clock a.m., 10/22/22 at 10 o'clock a.m. A good day to the two of you.
Thank you, Judge. I have one more as well.
All right, we'll get right to it.
Just to confirm, I think I am all good, correct? Thank you.
Yeah, you're all set. I
Good
wish
to
well.
you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the other case that you have, Madam Counsel?
893.
Oh, I didn't know you were on that case. I already heard that one. And the gentleman just went off the Zoom. In regard to, again, that's 18-154-893, Troy Capital versus Kevin Rigby Senior. Your appearance, counsel.
Navjot Francis on behalf of Plaintiff's Attorney of Record.
All right, thank you, Madam Counsel. I was not aware that you were on this matter. I know that Mr. Ruslin's office is usually represented, but I missed that somehow. And I do apologize. In regard to the objections to the writ of garnishment, the court denied the objections, finding that there were no basis for the objection, and the defendant was made aware of the fact that if he believed that the judgment was somehow improperly entered, that he has the right to file motions in that regard and to bring that property before the court. Then the court addressed the issue of the defendant's motion for installment payments, and the defendant was petitioned the court to make payments at $100 a month. He advised the court that his garnishment rate was at $1,200 a month, $300 a week. He also advised through his application that he has a child support obligation of $2,000 a month and a rental obligation of, I believe it was $1,200 or so a month, automobile as well as car insurance. The court allowed him to pay under an installment order, and I set the payment at $150, and that the payment was to commence on the 30th of September 2022 and to continue until paid in full. And I suspended the garnishment in light of the payment. So that's those are the orders that the court have issued. That there are objections to the same, and certainly a petition can be filed in that regard, and I'll revisit the issue.
Thank you, Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Good day to you.
You too. Bye.
The court now calls case number 19-150813. This is Gateway Financial Solutions versus, last name is Collins. The matter is before the court on the filing of objections to a writ of garnishment. The specific objection in the case, I never received the notice due to relocating. The record should reflect that the judgment was entered in this matter on the 24th of May, 2019. That judgment was entered for $13,474. The document provides that the defendant was served on 4/25/19. Moreover, subsequent to that time, several garnishments or writs of garnishment have been issued as relates to income tax garnishments. It looks like other garnishments or garnishment attempts have occurred over the years as well. The court then notes that there was a more recent garnishment in regard to Quality Foods LLC and also an income tax garnishment. It looks like the objections is a related relationship to UTZ. All right, your appearance for the plaintiff at this time.
Good morning, Your Honor. Zachary Schisler, P number 82247, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Thank you, Mr. Schisler, and good morning to you, sir. I'm
Good morning.
looking for Collins. If you're on the Zoom, say something at this time.
I'm here.
All right, what's your name?
Myzelia.
Thank you, Miss Myzelia Collins, correct?
That is correct.
All right, thank you, Miss Collins, and good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
All right, your objection to the writ of garnishment specifically points out that you never received notice due to relocating, and you do on your documents note an address in Las Vegas. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, it is.
All right, since the judgment was entered in this matter, there have been several garnishments that have been issued against you over the years from 2019 up until the present time. And it seems like there was some $400 that was released to the plaintiff all the way back in 9/11/19. So you objected to a garnishment back then in 2019. Is that correct, ma'am?
That is correct.
All right, so the ideal that you do not know about this or that you didn't receive notice of this due to relocation, I mean, it sounds like we're way past that.
No,
So-
incorrect. Well, what happened was I was working at my other job in Michigan before I lost my job and ended up having to relocate. I had contacted the company about a payment and they said that they couldn't do it. I've actually tried to reach out to them on more than one occasion when I wasn't working to put it like in some type of default or something like that. But they was like, whoever I spoke to at the company was like, I would have to go back to court, but I wasn't able to get to Michigan at the time. Once I started working, then they started garnishing, but I wanted to go back on a payment plan because the cost of living is,
Yeah.
it had
Well, you
went in
filed-
default because I had,
yeah, well, you
because of
filed a
COVID, I
long
lost
time.
a job and on it.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what they told me to file. I had to get a ticket, come up there and actually do it because I couldn't do anything down here. And now everything is so expensive. I'm on the verge of being evicted because I can't pay my rent because they're taking so much money out the check.
Got it, ma'am. All right, in the first instance, and I'm going to hear from counsel in a moment, I don't see a valid objection to the writ of garnishment because of what your objection sounds in is something related to trying to attack the underlying judgment, and that you really can't do that in this setting. So I would have to deny the objections. It also sounds like you're making an oral motion for relief from the impact of the garnishment. Is that correct, ma'am?
I believe so.
You're asking me to set up some type of partial payment so that you're not being garnished the way that you are, correct?
Yes.
All right. How much money is being taken from you on a weekly basis or a monthly basis? How do you get paid? Go ahead, talk to me.
I get paid every week and they're taking anywhere between 200 and from 200 anywhere up to 360
All right, so
a week.
all right, so a part of what you do involves some overtime. Is that what it is?
I've been trying to work overtime to try to supplement the income, but my rent down here is $1,900 and I'm not even able to pay my rent.
Got you. Do you own a car?
I own my car. I don't have a lease.
I didn't hear you.
I said I own my car. I don't have to pay a car note.
Oh, no, okay. You paying some insurance or something on your car, are you?
Yes, light, gas, water.
Like, okay, utilities, that kind of thing, correct, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, how much are you saying that you would be able to pay in order to get, come from under the garnishment?
I would like to go back to the original payment.
What was the original payment? I don't know anything about that.
I think I was paying $100 a month before I lost the job due to COVID.
Well, your garnishment a month here is somewhere between 800 and 1,200 a month. And the judgment amount is like 13,000, I think. Let's see. All right, let me talk to council in just one moment. So council, what do you have as a balance on this judgment, and what are your thoughts about the petition for partial payment? Go right ahead, sir.
Yes, so we've got the balance at 12,543 and 77 cents. Your Honor, given the defendant's difficulties, which I'm sympathetic to, I would just ask if Ms. Collins, do you have a debit account or something that you can do an automatic payment for? Because if she's willing to set up an automatic payment, just informally out of court, Your Honor, I don't have any objection to her going back on her previous plan.
Well, good news to you, Miss Collins. And Mr. Schizler, if I put the two of you in a breakout room, you think you can work through the logistics on that?
Yes.
And then I will, ma'am, I'm going to sign the order suspending the garnishment. And we'll get that out to you right away. In fact, I'm going to ask you, Ms. Collins, if you will chat, put in the chat your email address so we can email that to you.
Yes.
So you can take it to your employer to suspend the garnishments. I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Mr. Schizler, and I will sign a partial payment order, I believe, at $100 a month. But Mr. Schizler is going to talk to you about how to set that up so that you don't run into this problem. So I'm sending you a notification now. So I need you to do two things. One, I do see where you sent your email address. Thank you, ma'am. And I'm going to send you to a breakout room to speak with Mr. Schizler to try to work out the logistics on this. All
Thank
right?
you. I appreciate it because I was paying on time every time when I was working and I had the money. I didn't miss a payment.
All
It
right,
was
well,
just due to loss of income.
yes, ma'am. I think that's why Mr. Schizler's office is ready and willing to get back on that plan. And you have to stay on that plan. If something happens, you got to say something because otherwise you end up back in the garnishment,
Okay.
That's great. Okay, so go ahead.
Thank you,
and-
Honor Coleman.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just one moment, everyone, right? That's her email address, and I'm going to sign a partial payment order.
Okay. That's for this one, right?
That's the top.
Okay.
All right, the court now calls case number 13-110524. This is Public Service Credit Union versus Malika, it appears, Stevens. The matter is before the court on objections to a writ of garnishment. The record should reflect that a judgment was entered in this case. It's like the judgment date in this matter was the 22nd of July 2013. The judgment by default, and the judgment amount on entry was $10,768.78. Subsequent to that time, there were and have been a number of garnishments issued in regard to this matter, and then the present garnishment that brings this matter before the court. With the objection to the garnishment related to Top Jobs LLC, the court has also received an application for partial payments in regard to the judgment. All right, your appearance at this time for Public Service Credit Union, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Weston on behalf of Public Service Credit Union, P number 80307.
All right, thank you, Mr. Neal. And do I have Ms. Stevens, Malika Stevens, I believe it is?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor, and everyone. I am present.
All right, good morning to you, ma'am. And just one moment on this case. Mr. Schisler, I see that you are back in regard to the matter that we were addressing. I don't see the other side on this. Did everything get worked out with that, sir? Mr. Schisler? All right. So then we're back on the record in regard to public service. All right. So I see where you objected to the writ of garnishment, but you didn't provide any basis for your objection to the garnishment. It sounds like what you're really doing is asking the court to give you some relief from the garnishment payments, and you want to pay at some other amount. Is that correct, ma'am?
That is correct, Your Honor. I definitely do not dispute that I owe the plaintiffs. Like I said, I never received any forms, but I don't dispute it and would like to, as you say, make some monthly arrangements to go forward.
All right. And how much are you asking to pay on a monthly basis, ma'am?
Well, honestly, Your Honor, on my judgment rejections, I asked for $300 a month, but that's based on right now with my job, we were working overtime. So realistically, just even $250 would be some relief on me if I can do $250 a month, because I am at a temp service. So like I said, I plan to stay. And right now it's just that anything can happen, but $250 wouldn't put me in a hardship, even if I had to, borrow or whatnot until I get on my feet. And that's all I ask, Your Honor.
All right. Let me ask you, how much so you're being garnished presently, is that correct, ma'am?
That's correct.
How much is being taken from, you get paid every week or?
Yes, every week. And the garnishments just started. The first garnishment was August 12th. And from August 12th to tomorrow would be a little over 1,000. And that has now put me in a hole on bills that I was currently paying because of that garnishment. So it's been between $225 to $240 a week that they've been garnishing.
All right, gotcha. All right, thank you. Let me hear from Mr. Neal, counsel, in regards to this matter, as it relates to the objection to the writ of garnishment, I don't see, there's nothing mentioned, there's not a valid objection. So I'm going to find that the objections in that regard are invalid at this time. So we're addressing the partial payment petition, and the defendant has made a written request of 300. She says that 250 would be 250 a month would be even better for her. Counsel.
Your Honor, we are not opposed to doing a modified garnishment of a reduced amount rather than the 200-ish per week that we're receiving. We do request that that amount be more than what the defendant is requesting. Initially, I had thought maybe we could agree to the 300, but 250 would be far too low, given that this is a 10-year-old judgment at this point. No payments have been made up until this garnishment has been processed, and therefore we're hesitant to agree to a voluntary installment payment order.
All right. About 300, 250. I mean, those are big numbers, given her rate of garnishment and given the temporary kind of employment. I'll grant the petition for the $250. And I think what Mr. Neal is asking is if the court would set it up in such a way where the employer would garnish the $250 and send it directly to their office, as opposed to Ms. Stevens paying it voluntarily. Now, Ms. Stevens, obviously, if you pay it voluntarily, I mean, there are some basis for me allowing you to do that. Critical to this is, of course, if you miss the payment, then the garnishment is not eliminated; it's just suspended. It would be reinstated, and then you'd be back on the garnishment. So, is this something that you want to do on a voluntary basis, ma'am?
I would rather do it on a voluntary, again, based on, like I say, some weeks we don't get full days, and I don't want to go into a default. Like I say, it's temporary service. I might end up not employed, but again, with 250 wouldn't be hard to find. So I rather do installments myself, if allowed.
All right. And this is the first time that you would have an installment payment set up on this case. Is that correct, ma'am?
That's correct.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and allow the $250 per month. I'll require the by the 30th of September. I'll suspend the garnishment. 30th of September, you make a payment of $250, and each month thereafter, on that last Friday of the month, is when your payment would be due.
The last Friday of each month.
The last Friday of each month, and I'm going to just to make sure that everything is set up properly. I'm going to take just a moment for you to speak with counsel in a breakout room, so that you can go over exactly where the payments are to be made, and if there is a way to make the payments electronically, all of those issues, so that you don't have a problem with this, because this can get to be tricky if the payment doesn't get there. Because
Exactly. Your Honor,
yes, ma'am.
can I ask, so my first payment, I understand, would be the 30th. In the meantime, my check tomorrow and next week, will it still continue to be garnished?
Well, the one tomorrow will certainly be garnished. The order that I'm going to send to you would likely stop the one the week after that. But thank you for bringing that information to me. I'm going to go ahead and set your first payment for the 7th of October.
The 7th?
Yeah, 10/7.
Thank you very much. And going forward, will it still be the last Friday?
No, that moves it to your first Friday in the month.
Okay,
All
so
right.
the 7th and then the first Friday of each month.
The first Friday of each month.
Wonderful.
All right, so you'll get some paperwork from me in short order, so that you can take to your employer. Given the way that we set this up, why don't you, can you chat with your email address, ma'am? You know how to put that in the chat?
All righty. Now for the breakout room, because I'm not familiar, this is my first time doing Zoom,
That's
you,
okay.
you
Just
guys.
let me stop you. Just when you see the information I sent to you for breakout, just click into that room and you'll be able to go there. Now, do you know
Wonderful.
do you know how to send your email by chat?
I do not.
All right, what's your email address, ma'am?
Okay, that's Stevens, my last name, STEPHENS, and then N for Nalika, my first name, 101 at Yahoo.
Gotcha. All right, ma'am. So we'll email this out to you today, all right?
Thank you very much.
And Council, I'm sending you a notification so that make sure those things are very, very clear.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have one more, but I'll address that when I get back on the record for public service. Or excuse me, Michigan First.
All right, I will, so Miss, just hold
Okay,
on
so
1 second. Yeah, you got to join the breakout in just one moment, ma'am. Just hold on a second.
no
And then you'll
problem.
Just, I'll give you a signal when to join in just a moment. Now, Council, you says, what's the case number on that, Mr. Neal?
Case number is, apologize, Your Honor, one moment. Let me jump over.
That one is canceled. I got the notification. Michigan First versus Aisha Bennett.
Yes, Your Honor. We had submitted an order. I hadn't seen it entered on the register of actions. I just wanted to be sure that the court did receive it and that it was entered.
Oh, what did you say?
I entered it today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My clerk entered your submission today, sir.
Excellent. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Council. So, ma'am, you can go ahead and click into the breakout room, Ms. Stevens, where it says join the breakout.
All righty.
Go ahead and click in, ma'am. All right, that's her.
On here. Okay.
All right, the court now calls case number 20-156997. This is Albion v. Funding versus Keisha Williams. The matter is before the court on objections to a writ of garnishment. The record should reflect in this matter that this garnishment relates to Select Medical Center, it appears, and the objections indicate I have 4 garnishments against me. I can't agree. I can't afford to pay my bills. The record should further reflect that the judgment in this matter was entered by default on the 21st of October 2020. That judgment on entry is set at $897.56. Your appearance at this time, counsel.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Joseph Jamal on behalf of the plaintiff, P71254.
All right, thank you, counsel, and good morning to you, sir. I'm looking now for Ms. Keisha Williams. Ms. Williams, if you're anywhere on this Zoom, please say something at this time. Keisha Williams, who has an address on East State Fair Street in the city of Detroit and is purportedly employed with Select Medical. Well, counsel, it appears that the defendant has not appeared to argue with regard to the objections to the writ of garnishment. And the issue raised is, of course, an issue that there are 4 other garnishments in this matter. I don't know that that states a valid objection. It just means that everybody has to split up the amounts, and it also means, of course, she pointed out that she has limited ability to pay her bills and et cetera. She probably would benefit from perhaps a partial payment kind of petition, but she has not made one of them. So the court's position is that I have no real alternative here but to find that the objections at this time are invalid and immediately release any withheld funds to the plaintiff and allow the garnishment to continue accordingly. I'm signing an order consistent with the same, counsel, at this time.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, counsel. Good day to you, sir.
You as well.
Huh? For her?
I signed that.
Yeah, that was for her. This was the other partial payment for her. We did the objection. Huh?
And that was for that, or is that,
The Keisha Williams, girl, the little old lady.
I just got it. She wasn't here. So that one, that file goes for her,
This one.
just this file.
Yeah.
This goes to something.
Oh, it's supposed to be going to lady that lives in Las Vegas. Is this her?
Yes.
You said, oh, Ms. Mazzella.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah, all
Thank you,
right.
lady. I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
mixed it up a little bit.
All right, that's okay.
All right. Sir, I see that you're sitting there. Why are you here? What case are you on? Because I've called everything I have, sir.
201-357-158.
Say that again. You broke up a little bit. What?
201-357-158.
That's Judge Jones Coleman. He's in the wrong.
Yeah, you're in the wrong courtroom. That's Judge Alicia Jones Coleman, a female.
Yeah, that's landlord 10. He needs the 360336. I'm sorry, 436.
So your middle numbers.
How do I get there?
Yeah, you gotta go to 436. So you're gonna do 360-436-0000.
Okay. So I should close it, right?
Yeah, you want to leave here, but when you leave here, go back in to 360-436-0000.
Okay.
Mr. Schisler, you're still there? I believe that you're gone, but you're still located here. If you wish to say something now, sir.